Hello you guys and welcome. I'm so happy to finally be filming this video. It has been so long, but I had wanted to do this weeks ago, but having a newborn is harder than I remember. It's just the fact that I have 3 now, like it's just different. So I don't know how these YouTubers do it that like have these lifestyle channels, and I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how you find the time. My husband works full time, he has his own company, so plus I haven't been sleeping. That's like the main reason I haven't been able to film. I have not felt like getting ready. Just have not felt like doing anything. I've just been trying to keep everything in order, and yeah, it's been tough. So I'm happy to say I'm finally here to tell you guys my birth story. If you guys are new, my name is Wendi. I'm 41 years old and I just had my third baby, third girl. And let me just tell you, pregnancy in your 40s is way different than pregnancy in your 30s. For me, at least. This pregnancy was awful for me. I was miserable pretty much from the minute I found out. I was nauseous 24/7. I was hoping to feel better in the second trimester, but I really didn't. I had heart palpitations the whole time. My heart would just start racing. And I think it had a lot to do with the heat out here too. I'm in Arizona and our summers are hot. But by the third trimester, I was so uncomfortable. I wasn't even that big. I just felt like I was, and I was just super uncomfortable. So when this little peanut decided to come 3 weeks early, I was on board with that. I was so relieved. So we're just gonna kind of get into it. I am a little disappointed. I had wanted to vlog everything and like really have that memory, but everything kind of went fast. So it did not go as planned. I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, and yeah, so I'm just gonna have to tell you guys, and I'll insert some pictures and show you. I do have a little bit of video footage from it was a Sunday morning. I woke up and I was 37 weeks and 1 day, I think I had woken up probably around like 4 a.m. and I was feeling some cramps, just kind of like period cramps. And I've never felt that before in my other pregnancies. So it was kind of, I was like, okay, are these Braxton Hicks? Like, what are these? They're a little more intense than the Braxton Hicks. So I went back to sleep. They weren't keeping me awake. I was able to sleep. So I woke up that morning, went to the bathroom, and noticed I was spotting. And I was like, oh, that's never happened to me before. Plus I was still having like these cramps. So I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, I want to just make sure everything's good, because I'm older, and I don't know. This pregnancy was just different. So I called the hospital, and they ended up transferring me to like a nurse hotline or something. So I talked to the nurse, and she's like, why don't you just go in? Why don't you just go get checked? Just, to be on the safe side. Cause mind you, I had been going to my doctor's office twice a week for NST testing and ultrasounds because of my age. So I was just there on Thursday and everything looked good. They did an NST, baby was all good, and then they did an ultrasound and everything looked good. My fluids were good. When my cervix was checked that week before, I was at a 1. The hospital that I had to go to was about 20 minutes away. The whole thing during this pregnancy was that I was so nervous about going into labor at home and not making it to the hospital because my other 2 births were pretty quick. I was induced with both of them. That's going to be another video. So if you guys are interested in hearing about how it is to be induced and go into labor, like what's the difference, stay tuned for that, because I have a lot to say on that topic. So yeah, that'll be an upcoming video. But anyway, so I was like, all right, yeah, I just want to go get checked, see what's going on, make sure baby's good. So we went to the hospital.
Just in case this is a live rehearsal. You ready?
I don't want to be on camera right now.
What? Just in case little G be showing up.
Ugh. Just want to get there before I vomit or shit myself.
Me too.
And went into triage. They checked me. I was at a 2, and they hooked me up to the monitors to check baby's heart rate and to also like monitor contractions if I was having any. And mind you, by this point, I'm not in a lot of pain at all. I'm just kind of like having some Braxton Hicks, nothing regular at all. So yeah, we get to the hospital. They monitor me for about 20 minutes. yeah, so then the nurse comes back in and she's like, all right, I talked to your doctor and we're just gonna send you home. You aren't having any regular contractions and, you know, just go home. So I was like, the lighting in here is not wonderful. Don't mind my husband out there. He is currently cleaning the carpets because that was something I wanted to get done before baby arrived. And I feel like she might be coming sooner than we were thinking. So I woke up this morning. It is July 17th, and I'm due August 6th. So yeah, I'm trying to make it to 39 weeks to get induced, but I don't know that that's gonna happen. So I woke up this morning with cramping and some spotting. And I've never experienced that with my other two because I've always gone into the hospital and got induced. So I've never gone into labor on my own. So it kind of worried me. So I called the hospital and the nurse did say to come in to get checked. So I didn't film anything there. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know if they were gonna keep us or send us home. Well, here we are. They sent us home. So they monitored us for not very long, like 20-30 minutes, and everything looked good and I wasn't having any contractions that they could see. So yeah, and I was at a 2. Last week at my doctor's appointment I was at a 1, and today I was a 2, they said. So since I wasn't having contractions, they couldn't really keep me. So I am currently here at home. I'm feeling very crampy. Still, I'm having contractions, but nothing like regular. So yeah, we're just kind of getting stuff done right now, trying to clean, because we thought we had like a couple more weeks, and we still might, we don't know. So yeah, that is where we're at right now. I wasn't even sure if I was going to film a video on this, but I just wanted to sit down and chat and just so that while it's fresh in my mind. So I will keep you all updated and see what happens. We may be going back to the hospital later, or maybe not. We shall see. Okay, so now we're at home. I'm laboring. I didn't even know I was in labor at this point, because nothing was regular at all. So what would happen was I would kind of be up walking around and my Braxton Hicks or whatever they were would get stronger. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go lay down. So my mom was here because she was watching my other 2 girls. I laid down for a little bit and they stopped. So I told my mom, I just had a gut feeling. I told her, I said, Mom, why don't you go home, do what you need to do, pack an overnight bag just in case. I just had a feeling. I had a feeling. And I was actually gonna get induced in like 2 weeks. I was gonna get induced when I hit 39 weeks. So like my poor mom had already taken time off work. And so yeah, this definitely was not planned, but her work was really flexible, so it was fine. So she went home for a little bit, came back, and I think I was just laying down. I was just trying to like be calm and still because that's when they would get worse, when I was up and moving around, and my husband needed to go to work. So out here in Arizona, it's monsoon season. He was working on someone's patio and the wind had blown like the patio cover off. So he needed to get over there and make sure that when it rained that night that they wouldn't get water in their house. And I was a little freaked out because I was like, please don't go far. Like, oh my gosh, what if I go into labor? Like, keep your phone on you. Do not try to get stuff done quickly, because I just had a feeling in my head. So he went off to work and my mom came back. And at this point, I'm like making stuff for my kids. Were going back to school the following week. So I was like making their little name tags for their or for their pencil boxes and all this. And meanwhile, I'm like, having my Braxton Hicks. And so it came to be dinner time. And so I was like, all right, I feel like making some food. So I made myself like a big old meal, like healthy meal. And I made the girls food, and like my contractions are starting to get like more and more intense, if you want to say intense. Not really, but kind of. So at one point in my head, I was like, I should go do my hair. Like something was just telling me like, just go get ready. Like go do your hair, do your makeup a little bit, just in case you want to take pictures. So while I was standing there curling my hair for like 20 minutes, I had 7 contractions. or so I want to call them, contractions, because they weren't crazy like the ones I've had before. So they were just kind of like crampy, but they were definitely coming and peaking and then going away. And so I was like, oh crap. So it's getting later and later. My husband's still not home. So I kept telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, this is where we're at. And she's like, oh gosh. So finally it was like 7 o'clock. I called my husband. I was like, you need to come home. We need to go back to the hospital. And so he's like, okay, I'm hurrying. And so like 30 minutes, 45 minutes went by, and I'm like getting more intense. And I felt like she was getting really low. And I was just like, had a feeling. I'm like, you need to come home now. Like, I just have a feeling you need to come home. Oh, okay. He gets home and he had been working, so he needed to go shower. And I'm literally walking around the house feeling like her head was gonna come out at any moment. I'm like, we have to go. So my mom was ready, the girls were ready. Like, we told them, we're like, we're going back. And so yeah, he got out of the shower and we went, and it was nothing like you see in the movies where it's like, you know, I'm in all this pain, and like, I just felt kind of pressure. I just felt like she was low. I was having some contractions, but nothing crazy. Like I said, I still was not in a lot of pain at this point. So we get there and I'm just like uncomfortable. Like, I felt like I was in labor, but like not like before when I was induced. So we get to triage and they're like, it just felt different. Like, I was like, something's happening. So I kept telling my husband, I was like, we're not leaving. Like, they're not letting us leave, because it took a while to get there, because like I said, the highway was closed. So yeah, it took a while to get to the hospital. So they checked me and I was at a 4 at this point. They hooked me up, they're watching everything. And the nurse went to talk to the doctor, and she came back and she said, okay, we're gonna keep you. We're gonna get you your IV, get you an epidural, break your water, and have a baby. And I was like, holy crap. I like started to tear up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Sorry, I don't even know why I'm starting to get emotional. Whew. Anyways, so yeah, I don't even remember what she did at this point. I was just kind of like, holy crap, this is happening. I looked at my husband and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, deep down, I knew that I was gonna have a baby, like, very, very soon. But like, when she said it, it just felt super real. So, yeah, so I walked up to my delivery room. She asked me, she's like, do you want a wheelchair? I'm like, no, I wanna walk this baby out. Like, I didn't want anything to kind of slow down, you know, because they were admitting me, so I wasn't probably gonna go anywhere. But I had planned in my head, I was like, all right, I'm already at a 4, like, let's get up there. And she's like, we've got the ball, if you want to bounce on the ball. She's like, I can get you a portable, I think they called it, like a portable thing to hook like, you know, the things that they hook the baby up to, and she could get me a portable one so I could like walk around the room and like not have to just be in bed, because that's the bad part. Like, once you get in that bed, you're kind of just stuck there. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. I'll do the ball. So the next thing I know, she's like, all right, are you gonna want an epidural? So they got me my IV and everything, and I was like, yeah, let's do an epidural, because with my second pregnancy or delivery, I had a botched epidural. I ended up leaking spinal fluid. I had a spinal headache for 9 days. It was awful. So I had told her that story, and I was very leery to get another epidural, but I could not see myself going through the whole labor without one. So I was like, yes, let's just do it. She goes, okay, I'll call that in because it'll take a while for him to get down here. And so by this point, I'm really starting to like feel my contractions. I like basically didn't even have time to do the ball. I ended up getting into bed. He came in for the epidural. Can't remember if they checked me. Oh no, that was before the epidural. I think they checked me again, and I was at a 6 at this point. And that's when she's like, you probably should get your epidural now. And I was already starting to get the shakes. If you guys have had babies, you know, like when you get into that active labor, you start shaking. You don't know why, you're not cold, you can't help it. So I started to get the shakes really bad, and I was like, holy crap, like I'm pretty much in active labor. So he came in to give me the epidural, and I wasn't even worried about, because you know they make you stay still. I wasn't even worried about going through a contraction. I was worried about shaking. And he's like, no, it's fine, like it's fine. So I got the epidural, I laid down, and like I said, I was at a 6, and they broke my water, and then everything just stopped. My contractions stopped. nothing was happening. So I think they let me lay there for a while, a couple hours, and she checked me again and she's like, you're still a 6. I was like, oh crap. Like, I thought things were going so fast. With my second one, they broke my water and I had her 28 minutes later. So I was like super confident that that was going to happen again, but it didn't. So they ended up giving me a little Pitocin. I was able to rest a little bit. I think I dozed off a little, but I kept waking up. So I really wanted to have her on 7/17 because I thought that would have been cool. But midnight came and went, and I was like, okay, well, 7/18, that's a great number too. So it was like what time was it? 2 in the morning maybe. I kept waking up and I kept feeling some pressure, but like nothing crazy. Also, I was so numb with this epidural. Like, I don't know. I could still move my legs a little, and she said I had good mobility, but I just felt super numb. And I was like, how am I going to be able to push? Like, I can't even feel anything. So I ended up dozing off, and I woke up at like 3:45, and I looked at my husband and I said, Ryan, you need to go get the nurse. I feel like I have to poo, and I think I'm going to have this baby. So he went and got her, and she came in and checked me, and she's like, yep. She goes, I don't feel any more cervix. You're fully dilated. Let's get the doctor and let's push out this baby. So I was like, all right. So the doctor came in, and I probably saw her for a good 15 minutes. They told me to push. I pushed like twice during that contraction, and I might have had like one other contraction that I pushed through, and then she told me, she's like, all right, your next push, she'll be out. And I was like, what? That's so fast. So yeah, I pushed her maybe 3 times and she was out. And it was so easy. I didn't tear. It was just crazy. Like, it all happened so fast. They put her on my tummy and she peed all over me.
She's still connected.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, she's peeing.
I feel it. She peed.
All over you.
And I was worried about peeing.
Did you get that straw out of the way too, please, for us? Thank you so much.
All right, that's your minute.
All right, show us that little belly button. We're gonna cut it.
Oh, I ended up having her at 4:02 in the morning. Yeah, so that, I'm so sad that we weren't able to get any video of that, but they probably wouldn't have let us record in there anyways. But she's so sweet. She was 6'14" when she was born, 20 inches. So like I said, she was 3 weeks early, so I can't imagine like how much bigger she would have gotten. I mean, she could have been an 8-pound baby. My other 2 were in the 7, so I thought she was a really good size for being so early. She's actually sleeping right now, but I do want to introduce you guys to her. So when she wakes up, I will grab her and come back on here and say hello. But she is 1 month. She turned a month on August 18th, and it has been a whirlwind. It has been tricky, taking care of her, plus getting my other 2 off to school and just keeping everyone in line. And yeah, we ended up taking the baby to meet the teacher night. She was like 10 days old. So it was just crazy. I apologize for not posting sooner, but it was just impossible. We are back. This is little Gianna. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? You are so cute. She's wide awake. We just picked up the other kids from school and went and had yogurt, and now here we are. What do you think of that big old light? She is seriously the sweetest. She's been a really good baby. Definitely up like every couple hours to eat, but that's pretty standard. So yeah, that's why we haven't been getting much sleep. But she's really sweet and she's really chill. I think for a 3rd baby, you kind of have to be like that, kind of go with the flow. I'm hoping she'll go down for a little nap here soon and I can get some dishes done and make dinner for the older girls. So I just wanted to make a video and introduce you guys to this little peanut. She's so sweet. Here, let's get you out of the blankie so we can show how little you are. She's still pretty teeny tiny, huh? Yeah, you're just so cute. What do you think of that big old light? What do you think of that big old light? She's so sweet. What do you think, G? Am I keeping you up? You here for a nap? Mm-hmm. Well, hello. Hello, you precious. All right, can you say bye-bye? Can you say bye-bye? Hi. Why are you so cute? All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all on my next video. Bye. What do you think? What do you think? Oh.